Hello, discrete math, yet another video here to help you on your way to becoming that number theory master. All right, here we go, guys. So we're looking at the LCM of 10 and 18. Now, we want to find what is called the least common multiple. So if you think with me, what are the multiples of 10, right? Well, 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, times 4 is 40, times 5, etc. You're going to see this here. These are the multiples of 10. All right, the multiples of 10. And we could keep going. Dot, dot, dot. Now, the multiples of 18. So if we're to list those out, we have, 18 times 1, 18 times 2 is 36, times 3, we're going to end up with 54. Okay, times 4 is 72. Times 5 is 90. Okay, and then we end up with 108, etc. Now what you want to do is you want to determine the least common multiple. So of all the multiples, what's the least common? What's the smallest multiple? So I look through my list, I'm looking for the same in both. Well, I see a 90, and I see a 90. Okay, that is my least common multiple. So I'd write that out, LCM of 10, 18 equals 90. So that's kind of the idea behind the least common multiple. Let's get to some larger numbers. So let me scroll down here. Let's say I need to find the least common multiple of 630 and 300. In a previous video, I showed you the GCD, greatest common divisor of these two numbers, and I'm going to pull the prime factorization from there. So if I look at 630, what we saw was that this was 2 times 3 squared times 5 times 7. And then I had the prime factorization of 300 was 2 squared times 3 times 5 squared. Now the GCD was found by taking the minimum power of the shared terms. And so we had that. Now the least common multiple is found by taking the maximum of these. So what we want, if we want to list out the LCM of 630 and 300, what we would do is we would take the maximum between these two. So it's going to be 2, the max of 1 and 2. Again, this power is a 1. This is a 1. This is a 1. And then we have a 7 to the 0 down here if we're keeping track of that. So times 3 to the max of 1 and 2 times 5 to the max power of 1 and 2 times 7 to the max power of 1 and 0, or 0 and 1. And so what we'll do is we'll pick the maximum of those. So I want 2 to the second, 3 to the second, 5 to the second, and 7 to the first. And what I'll have is 2 squared times 3 squared times 5 squared times 7 to the first. If I multiply those all out, I'm going to get 6,300. All right, so the least common multiple between these, if we were to list out all the multiples, right? 300, 600, 900, etc. And then 630, 1260, 1890, etc. You list those out, you would say, okay, what's the least common multiple between all of these? And what we'd find is 6,300 would be that least common multiple. And so this is using your prime factorization to find that. Good work, discrete math. Keep it going.